You see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Sir.
So already we started our discussion regarding the very fundamental issue of probability. Today I just want to share with another fact, uh, that is conditional probability. That means whenever some phenomena occurs, in some cases, in physical phenomena, in some cases the other phenomena either related or non-related. That means two phenomena simultaneously occurs. In some particular cases, these two are dependent to each other. However, in some cases, they are totally independent to each other. That idea very much useful in communication as well as in signal processing. So this type of thing whenever arise in any electronic system, then how we actually deal with that? This type of thing is called conditional probability. So the basic thing is that one event and the other event, that means outcome of a particular event, is influenced by the outcome of another different event. That idea is known as conditional probability. So in that case, how we calculate the total probability? That is the thing. So this conditional probability can be written like this. Suppose two events, capital A and capital B, are two different events, and these two events either correlated, that means they are influenced to each other, or not. So whenever you are going for different trial in your experiment, then if the outcome of a particular, say, capital A is influenced to capital B, then this total probability is written like capital P within a bracket capital B by A. That denotes the probability of event B when it is known that event A has occurred. That means already an event occurred. Suppose you are sending a signal and that has some probability. Another signal you're sending, say capital B is another signal, and these conditional probabilities written like P within bracket capital B by A, and read as probability of B given A. That given means A event is already occurred and its probability known to you. Then the conditional probability will be rise. Already in your uh, analog or digital whatever, the previous signal system classes, already you have some idea about convolution. That in convolution there's some relation in between two different function, and you are going to calculate the outcome. So that outcome depends on the two phenomena or two signals, and the finally you are going to calculate the overall convolution. That means overall response. Suppose your input sample is given to you, and the impulse response of the system is known to you, and then you are going to calculate the outcome, and then you need some mathematical operations, and convolution is a one kind of operation by which you are going to calculate the outcome. But in realistic system, the mathematical relation is very straightforward, either continuous or discrete. The relation based on some integration or discrete summation, and you are calculating the outcome. As you already know about the convolution, already I discussed the basic steps regarding the linear convolution. So, and already you have performed some MATLAB based code for the convolution calculation. But in that case, it is a very straightforward that every steps it is known to you. That is called deterministic input and deterministic response. Then obviously your outcome will be deterministic. But if a system like input and system response are non-deterministic, then the question of probability or calculation of probability. And in that case, suppose your system response a capital B and your input is A and some relation with respect to A and B, then the conditional probability calculation is needed. So this is clear to you. And this representation, this that means simultaneously two phenomena is occurring. So that is the question of joint event probability calculation. It is in mathematics, it is called joint probability, and if it is dependent to each other, then it is a class of conditional probability. So here it is written that capital N is the number of trials in your experiment. That means how many numbers you are performing for generate your input and to get the response of the system. So maybe some number of occurrence and even B the another occurrence. So n1, small n1 and small n2 are representation of number of times this total number of trials is capital N, and not like that A and B two events can occur and the number of occurrence would be same with respect to the total occurrence. Maybe it's less. So small n and small n1 and n2 represent here the event A and B occurrence. And capital N represent here total number of trials in your experiment. Already I mentioned that in case of probability calculation, already this idea is very clear to you that you have to perform some trials of your experiment. And if you increase the number of trials, so the possibilities of generating the actual signal. That means you can reduce the error by increasing the number of trials for your experiment. So joint probability means some relation between A and B. And already I mentioned, you can see the figure number 8.2c. Uh, this one, the last thing, that is called, anyone? This diagram represent?
Yes, sir. Union.
Your sound is not coming to me. I couldn't understand. Anyone please tell me what does it mean? The last, yes? Hello? Yes?
Can you repeat the question?
The last figure, figure 8. Am I not properly audible to you?
Yes, sir.
Okay, the figure 8.2c, what does it actually mean from this figure?
A intersection.
That means intersecting the common region, right? Yes?
Yes, sir.
So whenever we are calculating, say, the common region for a joint probability distribution, so in that case, this represent the actually intersection. There are two things, one is union and another one is intersection. Union means the whole region and intersection means only the common part. So in that case, this is a question of conditional probability. That means a phenomena or event A and B dependent to each other or not. So if the intersection, that means a joint probability distribution of a two event A and B, and this represent the intersection, and then you can write it in that manner the total number of occurrence. That means already I mentioned the n1 and n2 represent the number of times the event A and B occurs. So n2 divided by capital N. That is the definition of joint probability or conditional probability calculation. That means what? A and B. That means with respect to B, the joint probability of event A. So obviously the N2 is the number of occurrence of B and capital N total number of trials. So N2 divided by N1. Why? Because A and B means what? N1 is the total occurrence of event A with respect to total number of trials capital N. So N1 divided by capital N is this number represent event A occurrence with respect to total trials, and N2 divided by N1. Why? Because it is a respective thing. That means B with respect to A, the event B occurrence in 2 times, whereas N1 trials with respect to this, because it's a relative one. So in that case B, the N1 is the number of total trials because it's a respective with A. So obviously N2 divided by N1 is the probability of B. So now you do a product of these two things. Finally you got N2 divided by capital N. So whenever you are going to calculate a conditional probability of an event B or with respect to A or event A with respect to B, then this conditional probability depends on the number of trials of a particular event divided by the total number of trials. So A intersect B, probability of A intersect B, or the conditional probability tells us that we are going to calculate the probability A with respect to B. That means these two probability, these two phenomena, these two events occurred simultaneously and some relation in between these two. And then the question of conditional probability of some event B with respect to a given event, say A. Do you have any doubts regarding this?
No, sir.
No, sir. No, sir.
This is a very, very fundamental definition of conditional probability, and please read this part very carefully, that some relation in between two events when the two events simultaneously occurs. And then the question of joint probability or joint event probability calculation. And A intersect B represent here, but that calculation based on the number of trials of an event B or a number of trials the whole experiment. So that can also be written in a very simple manner like A intersect B. So here you see N1 divided by total number of trials. That means the probability of A. That is the probability of A. Small n1 divided by total number of trials. Every time probability calculation means the, the number of times this particular phenomena occurs divided by total number of trials. Simple, already I discussed last class, the tossing of a coin. Say there are two trials and there is a probability of 1. So 1 by 2 will be your probability of um, head or tail. It is a simple thing. But whenever 6 possible outcome will come, then 1 by 6 like this. So the simple way to calculate the probability of a function, and obviously the number of trials that is known to you and the total number of experiment regarding the trials already given to you. In that case you calculate. So intersect of these two phenomena is can be written like this: n1 by capital N, and that is the probability of A. And the second part, that is a small n2 by small n1, which I already discussed, that is called the conditional probability and with respect to one to other. So here it is n2 by n1 means probability of B by A, because n2 can be written n2 divided by capital N and n1 divided by capital N. So this is a relative one. So intersect of two probability is equal to the first probability and the probability of second with respect to first. This is a very well known definition of conditional probability to intersect of these two phenomena, and this is a very useful phenomena. And from this, the conditional probability of probability of B with respect to A can be written like that: intersect of AB divided by A. So it is very simple to understand that conditional probability, whenever you are going to calculate, then you should know about the intersection. That means if there is a relation or this is totally a different phenomena. So mutually exclusive phenomena. If two phenomena, say A and B, these two events are mutually exclusive, then what will be your conditional probability? Anyone? Roll number 52.
So PA into PB.
No, if these two phenomena, suppose these two events
That is not
not related to each other, there is a mutually exclusive phenomena. So intersect will be
0.
Zero.
right. That I am asking you. That in that case, your conditional probability will not anything you are going to calculate. That means intersect between these two events is zero. No relation between these two events. Got it? So similarly, whenever you are going to calculate the conditional probability A with respect to B, then similarly you can write it there. So these two equation is very well known, that conditional probability of A with respect to B and B with respect to A, and individually the probability can be written like that. This is known as Bayes rule of conditional probability. So it is a very useful probability condition that is known as Bayes rule. So that can be simply written like this, and it is a relation between one to other. That means conditional probability of A with respect to B, that is written a probability of A divided by probability of B, and then multiplied with probability of conditional probability of B with respect to A. Interrelated that two things. So actually, whenever you are calculating the probability of B with respect to A, then intersect probability of these two events divided by the first probability or second probability, like this. In that case, the probability of A, and A to B, in that case, probability of B. And the numerator part is same, the intersect probability of these two events. And that can also be written in that manner. That means conditional probability of A with respect to B, because now you are writing this definition here. So this can be written intersect of probability from the 13b. You can put this function probability of AB into probability of B. You got it, everybody?
Yes, sir, got it.
So this is a well-known definition of conditional probability of two event. Sir, here is a one example that during the card playing, there are two different cases, and the probability of joint probability distribution we are going to calculate, and a particular problem is given over here. So please solve this type of problem, and relative frequency already I discussed in our earlier class. So intersect of these two probability can be easily calculated. Next thing is the independent event. The conditional probability, obviously the under conditional probability, there is another thing is that independent probability. That means already I mentioned that mutually exclusive. That means no relation between or among the different events. Entirely independent systems. If we are dealing with that, in that case, that is called independent probability. And the event B is said to be independent of event A if and only if these things are happen. That means now you think about the intersect of these two. The intersect of these two can be written like that. So these two intersect, that means they are not exactly uh, related. So in that case, your intersect of these two event probability is a multiplication of individual probability. And now the question is, if the event A and B are independent to each other. So from the earlier equation, that 8.13 means, you see this will be your intersect. Already I mentioned that in that case this will be probability of B with respect to A, that means A is given with respect to probability B, then straightforward this will happen. And similarly, the probability of A with respect to given B, then the only probability of A. So that is called that no relation between these. So independent events are mutually exclusive events because A intersect B is totally empty. This is 0.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
Sir, can you repeat what you said from the event B is said to be independent, that part?
Okay. The thing is not like that in normal mathematics that 0 multiplied with something is 0. Here 0 means, I got your doubt actually. Here the intersect means what? If you and your friend is totally uh, independent, in any way you are not dependent to each other, then whatever you are doing and your friend is doing, they are mutually exclusive. That means your events or your outcome will not affect to your friends. That is called independent event or mutual exclusive events. But the slight difference between these two, that the probability calculation of two events A and B and the intersect between these two. Intersect means no relation. So obviously that is a function of PA and PB. So no relation in between. But you have some probability and your friend have some different probability. So the product will be 0 or not, that depends upon the common factor. You have some probability and your friend also have some probability with respect to some event. And the thing is that conditional probability that I am trying to discuss. That conditional probability means the definition probability of B, that means second probability with respect to a given probability A. So probability of B slash A means the probability of occurrence of B whenever the A probability is given. Not like that any relation. Whenever the question of relation, then it is a union or intersection or other phenomena, that mutually exclusive or some other phenomena will be added with your system. The thing is that under the umbrella of conditional probability, so many phenomena can be possible. But the thing here, the conditional probability of B with respect to A, which is a function of intersecting probability divided by probability of A. Now using that that relation, you can write it in that manner. The probability of conditional probability of A with respect to B, that can be written like this. The other conditional probability and probability A and B, that is required to calculate the conditional probability of A with respect to B. Now here, if it is an independent event, a particular case, a condition under the conditional probability, that means the one condition that these occurrence of two different events is totally independent to each other, then what happens? Maybe more events in the system, but if two events are independent to each other, then what happens? The intersection B and A, that is here you see A and this one. So that can be written like that the event B is said to be independent of event A, that no relation between A and B, but their individual probability obviously exists. Okay, so if the event A and B are independent, it follows that this equation will become the conditional probability of B with respect to given probability of A is probability of B, not other functions. That means the relationship of this thing is B occurrence is independent of A. So only probability of B exists here. If the probability of two functions A and B are independent to each other, that means the probability doesn't affect on the other event, but their individual probability obviously exists. Your probability exists, but the common term, that means as you are not a function or dependent to other phenomena, so in that case the conditional of B with respect to A, only the probability of B exists, the other parts will not there. Not like that it is the whole thing is zero. Okay,
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
so the basic idea, you see the difference between, so slight difference, independent events and mutual exclusive event. See that A and B are mutually exclusive, then the intersect is empty. That means probability of A intersect B is zero. If A and B are mutually exclusive, then A and B cannot occur at the same time. So for this, it is very clear. So slight difference, mutual exclusive and independent. That difference is not, that means mutual exclusive means they are not independent events, but some kind of relations may or may not exist, but these phenomena are totally not independent. It is very difficult to understand the slight difference between independent event and mutual exclusive event in light of signal system. In later class, I will explain you the slight difference among this independent event, mutually exclusive event, or some inclusive events. The orthogonal frequency division multiple axis, this is a very well-known technique in MIMO system and recently used the different multiple axis system, the frequency division multiplexing, time division multiplexing, orthogonal frequency division multiplexing, where some different subcarriers are used and they are individually independent to each other, but phenomena are not fully exclusive. So slight difference among this because they are phase wise exclusive. So the phase wise, because one particular say parameter, it has amplitude and phase in every time. A system means a signal amplitude and signal phase. So in some particular parameter whose amplitude is same but phase is not, and vice versa. So in that case, this type of different condition will arise. At this stage, mathematically, you think that difference among independent events and mutually exclusive event, and then A and B are mutually exclusive if then totally A intersect B is empty. That means null. Probability of A and B intersect is 0. But in case of independent events, then the question of conditional probability. That means probability of A with respect to B. In that case, if the event is independent, then P A conditional B is equal to P of A. So mathematically, may I in a position to make you understand this concept, or may I repeat this one? Physically, I will try to explain in our later class whenever I am dealing with some signal systems. But here, mathematically, I want to explain you the basic difference between independent events and mutually exclusive. May I repeat once again, or it is okay with you? If anybody have any doubts, please raise. Don't hesitate. Because
Sir,
it's
can
an
you repeat?
online class, so most of the cases the communication problem is going on. Yes.
Sir, can you repeat?
Okay. So mathematically, you think the two phenomena or two events A and B. If the event A and B totally independent, that means no function, no relation in between these two. This difference can be classified into two manner. One is independent events, another one is a mutual exclusive event. Independent means it has some event probability A and B, these two probability, and then the question of conditional probability calculation. Conditional probability calculation means a probability of B where the probability of A is given to you, and then your intention is totally calculate the probability of B with respect to A, but the A given, the given A. So if it is independent, then the probability of B slash A is just equal to probability of B. Then it is a question of independent events probability calculation. Then the conditional probability. But if it is a totally mutually exclusive event, A and B are mutually exclusive event, then no function, no relation in any light, they are totally exclusive. Independent means maybe with some phenomena, some physical parameters are independent. Maybe the other physical parameters dependent. So that is a slight difference. But mutually exclusive means no relation. Totally they are different. So obviously intersect of this, the question of mutual exclusive event, the calculation of intersect probability. That means probability of A and B. In that case, it is 0. But conditional probability, whenever these two events are independent to each other, then the question of calculation of conditional probability, A with B. And then it is the probability of A, no function of probability of B. The question of event A, the probability of B with respect to A. Then the probability of B, no question of probability of A. That is a slight difference between independent event or joint event or conditional probability calculation and mutual exclusive event probability calculation. At this stage, try to concentrate in the mathematical perspective. That this is a definition where independent probability, then this will happen. That and whenever it is a totally mutual exclusive two events, then this will happen. If it is a independent to each other, then you have to calculate the conditional probability of B with respect to A, and only probability of B exists. And if probability of A with respect to B, then probability of A will exist, no probability of B, and the first case, no probability of A is required. Okay,
Yes, sir.
please read it carefully. If still you have doubt, you can raise your question in next class. I will try to explain in different perspective, like in signal system or communication perspective. Okay. The next part is the Bernoulli's trials. It is a phenomena or event, say A occurrence, and suppose in some cases your outcome will be successful, or in some cases your outcome will be a failure. In some cases, because outcome means, suppose you are doing an experiment and your expectation that you want to expect that this will come, but as it is a probability, it may or may not come. So with respect to this sense, we are calculating a success or failure, this type of two phenomena, and obviously the total thing is one. That means the total probability is one. So that your success, suppose I am telling you that your success rate for cracking is, suppose in GATE exam, you are going to appear, and your chances to get success, say 70%. So obviously 30% will be your failure chance. In a percentage light, it is very easy to understand that if your success rate is 70%, so your failure rate is 30%. If I am in a uh, fractional way, I am telling that your success rate is say 2/3. So what will be your failure rate?
1/3.
Very good.
1/3.
Simple thing. So in probability, if I am telling that the probability of success of a event A is small p, then automatically the other probability, that means the failure probability of q, so p plus q is the total one probability. It is very simple and everybody understand at this stage. So if the multiple things will happen, that outcome of different trials, and all the trials outcome is independent of outcome of other trials. If your success and failure, they are dependent to each other, it is very simple to understand. May or may not be dependent. That if I am asking you that success and failure, okay, but if I am telling you that what will be the success rate of your friend, that is totally mutually exclusive phenomenon. But if I am telling you that success rate of your case, but getting a certain, say 90% percentile, then that is not a directly function, but some relation between them. That is a slight difference, not a totally a mutual exclusive phenomenon. Maybe independent in the different trials. So, if a system of outcome of each trial is independent of outcome of other trials, and if your small n is a representation of a trials, success will be your here small k trials, and failure occurs n minus k trials, obviously. So outcome of trials are independent. The probability of this event is clearly, that probability can be written like small p probability of that event of success. So p to the power n will be your probability of success, and 1 minus p, that is a failure, and that occurrence n minus k. So based on the k number of trials and total number of trials, I repeat, based on the total number of trials, here it is small n, and success number of trials is small k. You can calculate the probability of this event where the independent, obviously independent trials you are doing. That means independently you are doing your experiment. So outcome of the trials are independent here. And the probability of this event, in that case, p to the power n, 1 minus p to the power n minus k. So k success in a specific cases of n trials, then you can calculate that p to the power k 1 minus p to the power n minus k. It is very simple to understand this thing. So this is a definition of a particular system where your success and failure rate is known to you, and number of trials, which is a very important issue here. The number of trials, how many number of trials you are performing during your experiment. This idea comes from the Bernoulli's trials, which is a very useful in different signal system or communication. And the calculation here, it is like this, that p to the power k 1 minus p to the power n minus k, where k is the success and small n is the total number of trials. So different orders, different phenomena, independent phenomena, or independent, not phenomena exactly, independent trials. It is better to say independent trials, not independent phenomena, and mutually exclusive phenomena. These two slight difference, you follow that thing. So it is like this, that combination of these two things can be calculated, and already you know about the factorial calculation. So n factorial and k and n minus k factorial can be calculated with respect to your calculation of probability of this. Is a very well known phenomena, and you please read it, that different one example here, that consider a particular case where the different type of uh, 1 2 3 4 up to n number of uh, marked in a particular system, and then uh, we are taking some number of balls from this particular system, and then what will be our probability of things. This problem is given over here. Please read it, and if still any doubt, we'll discuss in the next class. And very simple, once you are understand about the calculation of a permutation combination, and you know about the knowledge of permutation combination and factorial, then you can easily calculate these things using the Bernoulli's equation. This is a very well known Bernoulli's equation of a trials, based on the number of trials. This thing is very important, the based on the number of trials, for total number of trials and the number of success, the trials number of the success. Simple example here, tossing a coil and observing the number of heads in a Bernoulli's trials with say probability half or 0.5, hence the probability of observing k heads in n toss. This point is to be noted. The n toss, the number of trials, how many number of trials you are performing. That is a very important thing in probability. The probability comes based on the number of trials. That if your performance, if your experiment number is huge, then your order of probability will be different. If you are performing say 2 numbers, then the probability will come out, and in that case the number of trials is 2. If you 100 number of trials you are performing, then obviously your result will be affected by this. And then the number of heads in a Bernoulli trials is half the probability, and the probability of observing k heads, k times heads in n number of tosses. Then not only the number of heads and number of tails will come out, but how many number of heads and tails will come out. That is another important issue. and that is also our interest. And that can be written like this: p to the power n 1 minus p to the power, that means 1 minus half, so half to the power k, 1 minus half to the power n minus k, and n and k is a factorial one. Here n factorial, n minus k factorial, so that can be noted easily. So one particular problem here with respect to communication system, that a system is a particular channel and you're transmitting 0 and 1 binary system. Obviously 1 and 0 will be your outcome, either 1 you are getting or 0. So the probability of receiving 1 or 0, that is the question of a particular digital system or binary system, that how many numbers of 0 and how many numbers of 1 will be coming out. So probability of 0 and 1 separately, say it is known to you, but probability of 0 with respect to 1, that is the question of joint probability calculation or conditional probability calculation. That probability of receiving 0 if number of 1 is given to you. There are two options: either you are getting 0 or 1. So whenever you are getting 0, so with respect to 1, the probability of 0. If you are getting 0, that a binary channel, the number of 0 and 1, a stream of data will come out. So either 0, 1, 1, 1, 0, 0, the multiple numbers of 1 simultaneously, or say 1, 0, 1, 0 pattern, different pattern, there is a possibility. In that case, whenever you are going to calculate the conditional probability of 0 and 1, they are not totally mutual exclusive event. Here, so 0 and 1 are related to each other. But whenever the number of 0 will come out, this number of probability is not dependent to 1. That is the independent case. So the independent and mutual exclusive, this phenomenon you have to understand gradually by facing different types of signal system or communication problem. Okay. Sorry. So here this calculation is going on, the probability calculation of 0 and 1. So this type of solve problem, please do as per your convenient time. So up to this, say up to this, I will actually example 8.8. This example as a home assignment, you submit this type of problem just after the puja vacation. The examples already uh, solved here in this particular book. So everybody first of all, you tell me, everybody got this book?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Okay.
sir. We have got
If anybody not, please share with your friends. There is a very well-known book in analog digital communication as well as signal system. So different type of mathematical things are there. So please read this book very carefully. And as a home assignment, these 5 to 6 problems up to today's discussion, you do it and submit in the just after the puja. In the I will tell you that where you will submit. Either I will create a separate signal system group or this combined group with Ankita ma'am, that I will decide it and I will inform you. Okay, and I will
How
inform
many?
to your friend who is the uh, monitor of your class and time to time. So just after the puja, say around 19th or 20th, you will communicate with me and I will accordingly tell you. Okay.
Okay, sir.
So today I stop here and you continue your reading and uh, you enjoy your puja vacation, and after the puja vacation we will start. And for laboratory purpose, after the puja vacation, just mid semester I think will start, and just after the mid semester I will take one particular exam for lab purpose, and in the lab separate small experiment will be given individually and you have to do that thing. Okay, with the MATLAB basis. Okay.
Okay, sir.
If you have any doubt regarding the theory and lab, don't hesitate to communicate with me either in mail or directly you can contact with my mobile number. Do you have my mobile number?
No,
Yes,
sir.
sir, I have.
Okay. So if your one of your friend already have, so any doubt, even a individual basis, if you have any problem, then directly you can contact. Or if you have a group wise problem, then a particular person from your side, group monitor can communicate with me. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Thank you,
So
sir.
Urvasa, how you take the attendance? Do you have any that today is 51 student is present? So is there any?
Naturally, Ankita ma'am takes the attendance.
Okay. So the so today is 51. So from a particular thing, I can take just wait 1 minute.